Alistair Cook told a funny story on himself. He was at Grace Cathedral, the top of Nob Hill in San Francisco, for a church service. He was on the steps of the cathedral when a long black limousine drove up. He walked down the steps and opened the door to the car. An elegant lady stepped out. She looked at him and said, "You look familiar." He said, "Well, that's because I'm Mr. Bob Hope." She looked at him and said, "Well, that's funny because I'm Mrs. Bob Hope." My father always said you never know who you're talking to. You think you're in control one minute, and then you're the butt of the joke the next. The trick is knowing which role you're playing and which situation changes. It's called situational awareness. Welcome. Welcome to Coffee Hour. I'm Stanley Smith. We've been talking about God's perfect balance, how our capacity and bandwidth limits how much we can experience it all. Psychologists tell us we can be psychologically sound and healthy and be in such a bad particular spot that it can cause psychological issues. And conversely, we could be naturally pretty messed up and be so isolated and insulated and protected, we seldom experience psychological issues. It gives new meaning to the idea of people who have it really good and those who are messed up. Atticus Finch, in the novel To Kill a Mockingbird, said we never really know how it is for other people until we're standing in the other person's shoes. We have our idea of how things should be, an understanding and an interpretation, and then we have the reality we have to live with. The gap between the two can fuel our outrage and also our compassion. Navigating the difference between a reaction and a response is a matter of self-control. In the West, we have the idea of good and evil, good and bad. We need to run toward one and get away from the other one. In the East actually calls for a model of coexistence. We can find the opportunity in each. We can look out at the cultural landscape and see what we find encouraging and discouraging. Perhaps we can find the opportunity in both. We can see the opportunity in challenging situations, being in relationship with others, and look to the Bible for examples. We have the idea of the demon possessed and even the devil himself presented there. But in our day, we have the toxic people and the Democrat and Republican Party. It's our place to ask what we need. It's a humbling experience to know our place and our limitations. We can be compassionate and thankful for those who have greater capacity than ours. People of greater capacity are often lightning rods of controversy, usually because they're bringing something new and necessary into the world. We have to look at what is strengthening us and what is pulling us down, who is leading the way in the world, and who is dragging us down on both the micro and the macro levels. It's all about balance. Alistair Cook said, "In the best of times, our days are numbered anyway." So it would be a crime against nature for any generation to take the world's crisis so solemnly that it put off enjoying the things in life for which we were designed for in the first place. The opportunity to do good work, to enjoy friends, to fall in love, hit a ball, and bounce a baby. We get caught up in our consumer society. Everything is a sales pitch. It's often to make us part with our money. A fool and his money are often parted. We've all been made fools of by forgetting our lives and the life we are meant to live through all of this. Bernie Sanders recently shared his outrage over the presidential inauguration. He said seeing the three wealthiest men in the world standing behind Donald Trump was an outrage. Jeff Bezos, Mark Zuckerberg, and Elon Musk. Until 5 minutes ago, they were on the other side. It apparently was never about ideology, faith, or even belief. It was all about money. We're not psychologically sound or broken. We're just solvent or insolvent. That's what it's all been about. In the analysis of the recent plane crashes, psychological soundness has been called into question. Are we flying blind, or are we able to make the quick decisions to navigate the shifting situation to a better outcome? The people we've had in leadership were going to run us all into the ground. We all can't be Alistair Cook or Bob Hope. We can be thankful for the people who are. We can step out of the car and make our way up the steps in a way that is life affirming, humorous, and with a little aplomb, because some are leading the way. It's a model that has been set before us. It's the best example we can follow. If you would like to join us at Illinois Bridging Awareness, the Saturday call is every Saturday at 9 a.m. Central Time on Zoom. I will include my email in the description of this video. I'll be happy to send you an invitation, and I look forward to seeing you very, very soon.